Record to the cloud. All right. Okay. Assignments this week. We get to do selfies, and they're super fun. I'm gonna break it up into. We're gonna do the face, and we're gonna do the face, and then we're gonna do another recording. We're gonna do the eyes and the hair. And then we're going to do the background, and we're going to do the shoulders, okay? So let's just kind of read about this. You can choose the male or female. I don't care. It doesn't have to be you. You're just creating this fun portrait, let's say. You're going to choose a template, and you're going to create a template layer. Okay, there is something going on if you have done the upgrade, the update, not the upgrade, the update to Illustrator. It's messing with layers. I don't know. So here's the thing. Here's what happened. Somebody uploaded their assignment and there was a black box over it. So if you upload your assignment, yeah, mine seems to be fine too. I think it was, I don't know what that was. I couldn't figure it out. What I figured out was there was something messed up in the layers because of the update. Like, I think maybe the student started it in one version and then finished it in the newer version. So I might just be causing trouble talking about it. So as long as you don't do that. But if you get like a black box or it looks weird when you upload it, but if it looks fine on your screen, always send me your screenshot. I can grade from your screenshot. I don't care. You can include that if you think there's a problem, okay? Okay, so we're gonna trace the different elements from the face shape, the hairstyles, and then we are gonna create our own. It's a cartoon face. We're going to resize it to fit nicely on the artboard. You can customize the drawing to match your features if you want. You need to draw some shoulders and a collar shirt of some type to incorporate colors and patterns. The other thing you have to do is create a background behind your face, behind your selfie. And then, as always, send me your file saved correctly, named correctly. Okay, so here's some samples. And really, it looks really hard, but it's not. I really thought when I started teaching Illustrator that, like, oh my goodness, this is like the most horrible assignment to give to you guys. It's so hard. It is not. We are gonna break it down, and we're gonna get her done, right? So these are really fun. And okay, here's some examples of the assessment also. Don't use this font. And really, like this one, it's hard to tell that they changed 3. I really have to work at it. Don't make me work at it. I've got a lot of students. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, so we are gonna go to our assignment. Let's go to the home page. Make sure you're checking your announcements. Make sure you're checking the discussion boards, your email, make sure you're reading all the emails that we send you. Shannon works really hard on some of her fun emails, so make sure that you guys really read them. You can tell her how wonderful she is too. She'd appreciate it. Okay, assignment. Okay. We can download either the male or the female. All right, which one do we want to do this week? You guys can pick. No one cares. Come on. I hate when it does it. I'm going to do, let's do the male. Okay, and then I'm going to show you samples. I know. I need to. I'm really a Safari. Like, I've used everything is saved in Safari. It's such a pain. Okay, this is the sample I showed you. So I thought maybe it was going to be different. All right, I'm moving that out. Here is the male one. We need to download, create a new 8.5 by 11 with 2 artboards. Create new. Let's see, 8.5 by 11, print, inches, 2. Cool beans. Okay, let's look at our layers. Put that up there. I think everything's still messed up from our workspace. Okay, I am going to place what's it called? Yes. I really do need more coffee today. Let me move this over here so I can find it. It's funny how, I don't know if you guys are the same way, like I can't find anything on my second monitor, but I can find it on my first. I don't know what that is. It's like I can't think on my laptop, but I can think on my desktop. Well, DS 103. 103 on this desktop. Come on. Desktop. There it is. Why are you hiding from me today? There we go. Sorry, guys. Let me take a sip of tea. Maybe that'll give me a boost. Okay, there we go. So, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw on, first we're gonna make this a template layer. Okay, so template layer. You're gonna double click on the icon in your layers and you get the dialog box out and just check it. Now, this the default is it dims it to 50%. If you can't see it in detail enough, you can change that. So there you go. Now your template layer is locked. Now you need a new layer, the one you're gonna work on. New layer is right here. Create new layer. It's in your layer dialog box. So that is, we'll put a big star right here. Make sure that you create a new layer. If you're only working on the template layer, it doesn't show up. When you upload it, you'll see that you made that mistake. Go back and move your work onto a new layer before I grade it, because I'm going to make you do that. And I'm not a harsh person. I just feel like if I tell you that, it's not as much of an impact on you as if you actually have to go back and do it. You won't do it again. We learn that way, okay? I'm really not mean, I promise. And I'm not out to get you. I would want to be able to hire you at my paper. I want you to be a good designer. I want you to get a good job. Those are my goals for you. I hope that they're your goals, okay? So don't think I'm against you. I'm totally on your team. Okay, how I start tackling this? We're gonna make sure we're on our layer. Excuse me. And I'm gonna get my pen tool. Because what we're gonna do is we're working right now, you're gonna be working small. When you move it over to the other artboard, you're gonna be working big. So your small drawing is going to be like, think of it as a sketch. And we talked about this a little bit. We're going to go from a sketch to more of a refined image, okay? Right now, we're just working as a sketch. Make sure your fill is off. It is easier to draw without your fill. You guys probably discovered that as you were working on last week's assignment. When we were going through all that, it was so much easier to, for it, instead of Illustrator trying to figure out what shape you're making and fill it in, that you just are allowed to draw it and then you can fill it later. So make sure that you are doing that. So you can copy like the face shapes down here if you want. I usually, how I do it is I just take this one. You guys can do whatever you want, okay? You can take these different shapes. And if you are going to be bald, which is fine if that's what your selfie is, then you pay attention to the dome. If you're not, you're gonna cover it with hair. So think in layers. So I'm just gonna do the face right here. And I'm just gonna start, and I'm using, remember the feel of making that curve with your pen tool. And I know, again, this is like watching paint dry. And I'm just gonna kind of go over this because I'm gonna put hair on here later. So it really doesn't matter, right? I'm gonna cover that. Now remember, I'm doing a quick sketch, like that ear looks bad. I can go back in and fix that later. But I'm not gonna like start over for that one point, okay? And really, it might be okay once I get it to the other artboard and I make it larger, it might really kind of work itself out. Okay. So there's my head. And I'm just gonna move him over. Come on. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. And there. And really, when you're doing this, like use your zoom in and out, okay? Because you shouldn't struggle. So I'm gonna fill this. Now, if we go into our swatch library, open swatch libraries, there are skin tones. And I'm just gonna bring all these in. I got them all, did I? It should be enough. So there's all these skin tones, so you don't have to really go looking for them. So let's just fill this with that color. And I'm gonna change the stroke to a darker skin tone. Maybe even a little darker. So we just see that contrast. Okay, so I'm gonna make this larger. Now, there's two ways to make this larger. If you stretch up at a diagonal, you're usually going to get, you're gonna get it in the right scale. It's not gonna be stretched or skewed. So let's see. No, we don't wanna do that. We wanna do this. And see, if I use the scale tool and I go up, I'm keeping it in proportion. That's a big one. But why not? We're just doing a demo. No, that's way too big. That's a silly head big. Let's go a little smaller. There we go. It's more manageable. Okay, so my ear still looks weird. Let's zoom in on the ear. Remember, we sketched, and now we're going to refine things that we don't like. I'm just gonna take that handle and make that more of a round ear. Okay, now my ear looks wonky, right? I can go into, I'm gonna go to my pencil tool. And when I find it, I think it's under here. I'm gonna get that smooth tool. It's under your pencil, it's under your shaper tool. And what this does is, it's going to, I can just draw a line here and it's gonna smooth that out. Well, you have to have it selected first. And then there, and I'm just gonna straighten this out a little bit. and it kind of moves it in place for me. And there we go. And I can, I'm gonna put hair on, right? So that's gonna save me. So there's my head. Now let's go do the hair. And then we'll end this video. Okay, let's see. Should we? Let's do this hair. This layer looks fun. Okay, so I'm gonna get my pen tool and I am going to just go around this. Oh, I have the fill on. I don't want fill on. There we go. It's still on. Oh. Black, fill, no. There we go. And like this is like, there's no wrong way to do your hair, right? You want it to look like hair, you want it to be whatever, you know, like I need to just kind of know that it should be on your head, right? I think I'm gonna do like that headband maybe later, once I get it on mine. Okay, so now there's my fun hair. Let's give it a fill. Select it first. I'm gonna make it black. There we go. Okay, so we're just gonna move it over. You're gonna see how quickly this starts working. Okay, that's what I love about this assignment. I think it's really fun because you're like, I can't draw a face. I'm not a portrait artist. And it's like, once you just start bringing this over and scaling it, it starts looking like the right thing. Hold on. Big head, little hair. How about that? And I'm using my scale tool. There we go. And now I'm going to fit this to my head. So this this might not be in proportion, but I want it to, like, I need to stretch this a little bit to fit the head, and I need to stretch it in order to fit my head a little bit and cover up my the shape that I made in my head. And I want to kind of cover the ears a little bit so it's fitting around the hair. Okay, do we want to add that headband? Why not? We're here. I think I'm just gonna do it right on there. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be bold. And I have the fill on, which I don't like. Oh, we want it to be blue. There we go. And my corners are kind of, yeah, it needs something. Okay, so my points are kind of squared. Oh, I don't want to delete that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select those and I'm going to go up here, and you see once I have my direct, this is my direct select tool on my dashboard up here, it says convert, and you can convert your anchor points from a square to a round. And I use this a lot because if you didn't get that curve right, this is what I'm talking about. You do a sketch and then you're going to go refine it. I'm going to round that one. And I'm gonna round this one. And you watch how it subtly kind of makes my shape a little bit better. And here. And here. And it's just subtle, but it's enough that it rounds that head. And then let's see, I think we should do it with this one, round, and that one, round, that one. And maybe this one. It doesn't want to do that. So then you can play with that one. There we go. So there, we've got the makings, don't we? We've got a head. Let's look at it from a little bit far away. I mean, literally, I'm not a portrait artist, but I've got to start here. So we're going to end this video as the face and the hair, okay? And we're going to take our break too. So stop recording. Yeah.